Sam, when the FA Cup comes around, quite often we end up asking the question of what the FA Cup means to somebody. But I think it's fairly obvious to you, isn't it, given what you achieved a couple of years ago with Kidderminster?
Yeah, it was a brilliant run that we went on, very much enjoyable. And I feel like we need to take a bit of that into our own cup form. I feel like last season we maybe let ourselves down a bit with the cup form. So I think it'll be important to keep something going like that, and it's an extra bit for the fans to hopefully cheer about.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about the overriding importance of a cup run in a minute, but let's talk about the details of the games, because you have a couple of, first round, second round games, fine, but it's the third round one that you're always looking for a big club, and you get a championship team at home. That's a dream, isn't it? For a team at the level Kidderminster were, National League North, to get that draw in the first place, you must be thinking, well, we fancy this.
Yeah, we was definitely confident, and I think being in, like you said, the National League North, we had a few more games than what we have got here for Notts County, so we built some momentum. And a home draw is what you're looking for. You'd like to think you can gain a little bit of an advantage, and we got through. Yeah.
Yeah, and you scored, of course. Memorable moment.
Yeah, definitely one of the highlights of my career so far. Really enjoyable moment, and I can look back at it and have fond memories.
When you scored that goal, I mean, the noise around Agbro was incredible. Is it a different noise? When there's a goal in an FA Cup like that, does it just feel different around the place than a normal goal?
Yeah, I think we had probably a lot more support that day than a normal league game. But I think the way the goal went in, I don't think many people realised it actually crossed the line until I sort of ran off. So it was a bit of a weird moment. But like you said, when everybody did realise, it was, yeah, really good.
But yeah, you say you've got a bigger amount of support, not just inside the stadium, but you've got the entire country behind you in a game like that, haven't you?
Yeah, I think everybody likes the underdog story, and then when you're coming up against a team that's many leagues higher, you sort of gain that little bit of support, I suppose, from outside.
But then when you get the fourth round draw, I mean, that couldn't be any better, could it? To get West Ham at home that was fantastic.
Yeah, I think on the other hand, you almost, I think, as a chance of going through, you probably want to be at home, but I think there's also that side of wanting to go to away big stadium. These Premier League stadiums are amazing and would have been great to play at. But I feel like we were still confident, and it took West Ham a long time to sort of get through, unfortunately. But yeah, massive game again.
Well, you've experienced both sides of the FA Cup there, haven't you? The absolute joy and elation in the third round in beating Reading, and the absolute heartbreaking nature of it in the fourth, because you were leading until stoppage time, I think, when Declan Rice scored, and then it takes them right to the end of 120 minutes to steal it from you and to go through. I can't imagine what pain that felt like after that.
Yeah, it was gutting, but I feel like we did ourselves proud that day. We worked hard, and I feel like maybe the games that we had, I think it might have been like the eighth game in the cup run. I think it maybe took its toll on us as lads, as fitness wise, and they managed to carry on.
So tell me, what does it do for a town, for a place, when you've got a big cup run like that, and it must just does it just take over the town?
Yeah, definitely. It brings, everyone starts talking about it. You go for a coffee in the town, and everyone's like, "Oh, the best in the FA Cup." So obviously everybody knows. So it's a great feeling and a buzz that gets generated. So hopefully, we can go on a big run here.
So has everybody in the camp been asking you and Badge about that this week?
Yeah, we've had some comments, and obviously I think lads here. I think because it was at 12:30, a lot of lads were watching it themselves, and we've got together and spoken about it.
So has it made you hungry to get that back again? As you say, it didn't happen last year. It's like a drug, isn't it? You want to get that feeling again.
Yeah, that winning feeling in any game is just the perfect feeling. But I feel like the FA Cup is a chance to test yourselves. If you get higher opposition further on in the round. So of course we want to do that.
And obviously, there's no League Cup now this year. Is it important to you as a player to have a cup run of some sorts alongside what you're doing in the league? Does it offer that? I don't know whether it offers a bit of relief or just some other focus as well outside of the game after game in the league?
I think it's important to make sure you have a cup run going on the side, definitely. Because we've got a big break from the league now, but it's giving us, a chance to gain some momentum when the league games come back, and we want to win every game, and a cup run's no different.
Because people often ask, don't they, whether they can go hand in hand or whether it's a distraction and all of that. But all the evidence I see actually is that if you can have a good cup run, you can just be a successful team, and it often pays off and can actually help you in the league.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer on. I think it can benefit you massively, and I feel like we need to make sure that we do everything right as if it was any other game, and do the correct things, and hopefully that'll take us forward.
Good stuff. Great to talk to you. Great memories. Thanks, Sam. Thank you.
Cheers.
Jordan, Notts TV.
Hi there, Sam. How are you, man?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, so firstly, how special and unique is knockout football to you, and how much are you looking forward to this weekend and getting stuck into it again?
Yeah, really looking forward to it. I think, just speaking about the cup run at Kidderminster, it was a feeling that can't sort of be replaced because it's so special, and it means a lot to the fans as well.
And what threats do you think the side pose in terms of attacking, and what are you hoping to do in terms of the game on the weekend?
I think it's important to focus on what we do best and do the things, being at home and implement our style onto the game. We haven't played them yet this season in the league, so it would be a good chance to play them.
And just off the bat, from where they're sitting in the table compared to you guys, a lot of people have you as the kind of the overall favourites for this. Does that add any more pressure that you would prefer not to have, rather than being, for example, an underdog in a round in the FA Cup?
No, I think the pressure can work for you as well. I think it's a chance to prove to people that if they're backing us, that we want to make sure that they're right.
And lastly, do you find that for a game like this, the fans are just that little bit louder than a league game that you get every so often?
I think this season can't knock the fans at all. They've been, singing loud, and I just think that they'll do the same here.